Hey guys, Mrs. Z here. We're headed up to the garden, Cap and I, to check on those pumpkins that we planted about 3 months ago. Do you suppose they've grown? Well, let's just see if they have. Well, here's our row of pumpkins. Look at that. Has it grown or has it grown? Oh, yes it has. Pumpkins are a very big, fast-growing plant. If you're planning to plant pumpkins, be sure you keep in mind that when they grow up, they're going to vine out. They're a vining plant, so they spread out and they get really tall as well. I want you to take a look at the leaves of a pumpkin plant. I'm going to pick one off to show you. That isn't even a big leaf. That is a small one. One thing that I always thought was interesting about the leaves, they have little bristles all over them, little stickers. The stem has little stickers on it. And underneath the leaf, if you do this, it's very stickery. I always wondered if that's the protection God gave them to keep predators away from them. Because I don't know about you, but if I were a deer snooping around for something to eat, I don't think I'd want to eat this leaf because I might get a sticker in my nose. Something to think about. Let's check underneath those leaves and see what we can find. Ooh, lots of activity going on down here. Lots of activity. After the plant gets green leaves on it, it gets something else on it too. And that would be beautiful yellow blooms that look like this. Isn't that beautiful? There are two kinds of blooms that the pumpkin gets on it, the pumpkin plant. This is a male bloom. Take a look on the inside. It has one tall thing sticking up. There are also female blooms out here. Let me pick one of those. There's one right next to it. Look there. The female bloom has a cluster of those tall things on the inside. Look at that. And it also has a little green ball underneath it. That is a female bloom. Now, only the female bloom can produce a pumpkin underneath it. From the very get-go, that little green pumpkin is there when the bloom starts to form, but it will not start to grow unless something happens. On those things sticking up, both in the male bloom and the female bloom, there's some yellow sticky stuff on it. Can you see it on my finger? Sometimes it's hard to see, especially on these sunny days. That is called pollen. That yellow sticky stuff is called pollen. Somehow we've got to get some pollen from the middle of the male bloom to the middle of a female bloom before that pumpkin can start to grow under the female bloom. Now, if you look at my pumpkins, look at that. Those yellow blooms are all over the place. Some are here, some are way up there, some are over there. How are we going to get pollen from the middle of a male bloom to a female bloom? Let's see if we can spot God's little helpers. You see on the inside of that bloom, that's a male bloom because it only has one tall thing sticking up. What is that little critter inside of that male bloom? Yeah, that is a bee. He flies in the middle of a male bloom, crawls around in there looking for sweet nectar. And he doesn't even know it, but some of that yellow sticky pollen is sticking to his legs. He gets tired of being in that bloom. So then he flies around and lands in the middle of another another bloom. Now he can't tell the difference, which is a female bloom and which is a male bloom. But we can, can't we? Let's see if I can find a female bloom. No, that's not one. Where are you, female bloom? Lots of blooms, aren't there? See if there's any over here. Nope, these are all male blooms. So they are not gonna produce a pumpkin, are they? But you gotta have that pollen from the male bloom to get to the female bloom. Look, I can see little pumpkins down there, can you? Yeah. Let's see, I'm still looking for a female bloom. I see another bee. Is that a female bloom? Nope, that is a male bloom. Is that a female bloom? Nope. That's a male bloom too. Those bees are really working today. I think that's probably where the expression busy as a bee came in. And if you stand real still out here in my pumpkin patch, you can hear the sound of those bees working. Wow. You know, I'm not finding very many female blooms. And I think probably the reason for that is a lot of the female blooms have already been pollinated and are already producing a pumpkin. I'm still not seeing any female blooms, but I'm a-looking. I'm a-looking for a female bloom. I think I see one. Looky there. Looky there. Okay. So that bee back there in the male bloom, he has some pollen sticking on him now. And he gets tired of that male bloom. So he flies over and lands in the middle of a female bloom. He walks around for a little bit in there, and he doesn't know it, but some of that yellow sticky pollen drops off of his legs, and it falls in the middle of that female bloom. And that is what makes that pumpkin start to grow under the female bloom. Looky there, there's that pumpkin. Did you know pumpkins start out green? They do, and even as I speak, the bees are buzzing around my head. I have learned not to be afraid of bees. If I leave them alone, they usually will leave me alone, and that suits me just fine. Now let's see if we can find some pumpkins, because after we get the green leaves and the yellow blooms come on, then the bee pollinates the female bloom and causes that little pumpkin to start to grow. And lo and behold, it grows. It grows until, let's see, oh my goodness, look. What is that? That is an orange pumpkin. Whoa, isn't that beautiful? Don't you just love orange pumpkins? Now, before they turn orange, they are a different color. Do you remember what color it was underneath the female bloom? When they first started growing, let's see if I can find one. Ooh, there's a bunch of orange ones. Cool, cool, cool. Fall is almost here. Let's see, I'm still looking for what color they are before they turn orange. And there's one right there. Looky there. What color is that? That's green, isn't it? Some people think that's a watermelon, but it's not. It's a pumpkin that hasn't turned orange yet. Cool. It grows and it grows and it grows until it turns orange. And there's a pretty orange one. Looky there, hiding under the leaves. Oh, can't you just imagine that on your front porch? Looking beautiful. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Oh, here's one. Looky here. This one's in the process of turning orange. He's still got some green on him, but he's not all the way orange. Pumpkins start out really soft, but as they grow, they turn hard, like a pumpkin. If they reach this stage where they're hard, then chances are, even if you pick it with green on it, even if it's all green, if it's hard, it will turn orange after you pick it. Here's one here. He's all the way green, but if I went ahead and picked that, he's hard, he would go ahead and turn orange. Sweet, sweet, sweet. So hang in there. Fall is on the way. We're seeing some orange pumpkins, and we'll be getting to pumpkin picking time very, very soon. And we'll be able to pick a pumpkin and decorate our front porch and maybe even carve a sweet jack-o'-lantern in it. Would you want to carve a funny face? Or a smiley face? Or a scary face? I'm kind of into smiles myself, to remind me it's a beautiful day and keep smiling. So I'm going to head back up to the house. I've got some work to do today. I'm going to sign off for now, but be sure and like and subscribe to catch more fun adventures at Hickory Creek Farms. Enjoy your day. It's a great one.